Welcome to Unbiased Unboxing. This week, we are going to be taking a look at Binfa, the Tao of War, designed by Ken Hodkinson and All Said and Done, LLC. This game is rich in history, as it was designed originally in 1977. It was later then bought by Avalon Hill and redesigned by Alan Moon of Ticket to Ride fame. The game has recently come back into the designer's ownership, and they've successfully funded it with a Kickstarter campaign. But let's take a look at the components inside the box. The first thing you'll find is this rulebook here, with pictures helping you in aiding how to play this strategy game. As a note for people at home, this is a very heavy strategy game. So if you are not a player of strategy games, or you like a little light-hearted game, perhaps this may not be the game for you. However, if you do like very detailed strategy, this game will be right up your alley. So the first thing you will find in the box are a number of these colored tiles. Now this is a modular board game. You can arrange the tiles however you wish to form your board. You could form them in a traditional hexagonal pattern, or you could even shift them a bit to have more of an uneven playing field. Whatever the case may be and whatever outcome you choose can heavily affect the course of the game. What you will notice is each of the 6 triangular boards here features a color. We have orange, red, green, yellow, blue, and purple. This game works off of an interesting start player mechanic in that it goes in order of the color spectrum, being Roy G. Bitt. So you go red first, then orange, and then yellow, then green, blue, and finally purple. Your army itself contains a few different types of pieces. They contain a supply marker that looks like this, a general that looks like this, and 12 military units, which look like that. An interesting mechanic that this game does possess is that any number of your military units can possess one single space, up to 12. This is important as how you capture your enemy is by surrounding them on all sides. So, you must have a minimum of at least 2 units together in a stack. You can never have one single unit. But if we had, say, purple over here, and then our blue army was able to pay some supplies, like this, to the supply bank, they could move around the board by rolling die. So, in this scenario, if we took our stack of 6 blue units here and had them, say, on this side of purple, we could then roll our die and attempt to move. If we got enough movement, we could continue around in the circle, leaving units behind. However, movement works off of an interesting mechanic in that you must move the difference of the 2 numbers. So, if I rolled a 6 and a 1, I must move 5 spaces. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Let's say that I rolled a 5 and a 1. I would have to move 4 spaces. I would move around and deposit my troops there. I could pay another supply token to the bank and then roll the dice again. This time, let's say I rolled a 6 and a 2. I could then continue moving, leaving some units behind, 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. Once I have completely encircled the purple troops, they're removed from the board. No more troops can be added. You start the game with your 12 troop army, and 1 general. If at any point your army is down to less than 2 units, or your general and half of your army is captured, you lose the game. Other than that, the other actions you can take every turn are moving down the supply track. You roll 2 dice, and you can move either the number on one of the die or the numbers combined. So if I were to roll a 4 and a 2, I could move my supply marker either 4 spaces down the supply track along the edge of the board here, or I could move them 2 spaces down the supply track along the edge of the board, or 6 spaces along the edge of the board. Now, anytime that I land on a circle of my color in the supply track, I get a number of supply tokens equal to the number of spaces that I moved. If I happen to land on an opponent's color and I have units on their battleground, I can steal that many supply tokens from my opponent. However, if I land in the very center of an opponent's supply track space, I can steal from them no matter what. And there you have it, that's bin fought. You battle until you are the last army standing. Whoever is the last man wins. But there are a few modifiers that this game can use. First of all, there are mountain ranges. Also the little black discs here. You can place those around the board, and then they become squares that armies cannot move through. There are also these vortexes here, or the little white discs. You place these around the board, and they act as portals. You can move an army into the portal, and then on your turn, attempt to move them out. As long as you don't roll doubles, your army will be able to move out of the portal. However, if you do roll doubles while attempting to exit, your army is then lost. And that is bin fought. It retails at $34.95, and there will be information in the description below on where to purchase it. As I said, this is a very heavy strategy game, and there are a number of other rules that go along with it, such as dislodging opponents and some other movement rules. But those are best left gotten to in your own playthrough. There's quite a few rules to get into here, and unfortunately, we're out of time. But until next time, this has been Unbiased Unboxing. Thanks for watching.